Hello everyone, welcome back to All the Mods 8 Survival Multiplayer. So, in the last episode we set up the little micro service, is what I'm calling it, for oxygen and hydrogen and ethylene, and we got HDPE, and we actually got it on autocraft. So, yeah, we can autocraft it now, which is awesome. Amazing. What do we need that for? I actually forgot. I think it's, yeah, we need it for the SPS. Okay, cool. So that is a thing. Today, we're actually going to get into making some polonium pellets and plutonium pellets. And to do that, we need to set up a bunch of stuff. More specifically, we need to set up chemical oxidizer for the, what is it? It's bees. So I'm going to hop into a creative world really quick, and we're going to go over how to get radioactive bees all set up and everything. That will include setting up fissile fuel and making a small tiny little reactor, which you can then like get the nuclear waste out of really quickly and then like release it into the atmosphere. That then turns radioactive bees into wasted radioactive bees. These ones. And yeah, there you go. Radioactive bees dying to radiation has a chance to turn them into wasted radioactive bees. It's not 100% chance, so I might go over how you like get a bulk amount of radioactive bees. To be fair, nowadays I believe these you can use the BAF bee upgrade on, so you can actually like make more radioactive bees just with one, or no, you need two. Just with 2 radioactive bees, you can make more radioactive bees. So I might not go over my thing that I did in my single player, which is I made a spawning thingy to make loads of radioactive bees, and then I had them all fed into an area to make bees. Anyway, I'm going to go over that right now, and we'll meet you back in a second. So I'm just going to quickly go over how to get all of the bees to make wasted radioactive bees. First off, you need radioactive bees, and for that, you're going to need iron bees. And to get iron bees, you are going to want to make some crystalline bees. The best way to do that is there's these quartz nests, which you can make relatively easily. Get an iron sword, poke some nether quartz ore. I've already made one, there he is. Then you just want to use some honey treats on the quartz nest. You can do it in the overworld, which I didn't know about until just now. So you keep clicking on it. You could use one and it counts down from like over 1,000, and that's in seconds, but there you go, you get crystalline bee. So you want to capture that with a bee cage. Bee cage, there it is. So you can make these bee cages, just a bit of honey, or you can make a sturdy bee cage, and you can get a sturdy bee cage by trading with villagers, with one of the villagers from Productive Bees. So if you do want to get like a ton of sturdy bee cages, then Productive Bees is the way to go. The difference between the sturdy bee cage and the bee cages are one use wonders, so you can just use them once and then they disappear. Sturdy bee cages just are forever, and you can use them multiple times. So you can pick something up, put it down, pick something up, put it down, etc. So you want to get a crystalline bee, which I've got the spawn egg for right here. You just saw it. There it is. So you want the crystalline bee. You also want an ashy mining bee, which comes from any one of these nests right here. So we can spam honey treats on this. I didn't know you could just hold right click either. That's pretty good. So we'll get this down to, yeah, about there. And then I'll do it on this one as well. You might get an ashy mining bee, you might get other bees, just to warn you. So get that down to around there. That is an ashy mining bee. Brilliant. I got that from the dirt one. That was the first one we got. That's brilliant. That is a chocolate mining bee. Perfect. And let's see what we get on the last one, just to show that it was just a fluke that I got it on the first one. Chocolate mining bee. There you go. So you get multiple things from these dirt nests, sand nests, and gravel nests. You are going to want to also find a regular bee somewhere. So there you go, regular bee just floating about. and you're going to want to use some TNT on that regular bee, like that. Turns it into a creepy, and again, you're going to want to like nab that creeper bee right there in a bee cage. Or you could leave them out wherever they are, and you can breed them together just as they are, using some flowers. So if I get some poppies, there you go. Obviously, these will all come over to me. Grab all of these, bring them over. You're going to want to, the ashy mining bee is right in here right now. So let's get another ashy mining bee. Let's get one of those. And I will breed this ashy mining bee with the crystalline bee, which has flown off. Excellent. There you go. Fingers crossed those two mate. Yeah, there you go. Mating now. And what did I get there? Is that the bee that I think it is? Might be the aluminium bee. Let's have a look. It is the aluminium bee. Cool. You're not going to get the iron bee. Well, there's a lower chance of getting the iron bee. But again, you can just use some flowers on it to like speed up its growth time. So that's the aluminium bee. So if you're struggling for aluminium, you can always get aluminium out of those. Yeah, once you've got the iron bee, you want to do what we just did, breed them together with the creeper bee, and you get yourself some radioactive bees. Radioactive bees, these ones. There you go, radioactive bee. Another way you can do it, in fact we're going to do this, if I grab some bee cages. We are going to grab the radioactive bee we've got right there. And we're actually going to spawn a new one in, and we're going to put it in these bee cages. And we're going to get ourselves a breeder right here. So you can get a breeder chamber. This does require power, so we're going to get some infinite power on it. So with the breeder, you can put in some speed upgrades, and you can put in 2 of the radioactive bees. Once you've got 2, you can put in some flowers or poppies, whatever, and it will do a breeding cycle if it's got some of those bee cages. So if you grab an absolute heck ton of these bee cages, once this finishes off, you should get another radioactive bee. Obviously, just repeat this like a ton of times. And now we're going to move on to getting the radiation that you're going to need for making the radioactive bees into wasted radioactive bees. So I've already covered this in a quick guide. So if you do want to have a look at this in more detail, please just go check out the quick guide. I will link it in the description, and I'll try and put one of those weird card things up in the top right if I remember to do it, and if I remember to put it in the description. Anyway, so I'm going to go over it again here, but I'm actually going to show the configs because I forgot to do that in the guide. A few people have pointed that out. So apologies for those people that were looking for that and didn't get it. I'm going to get it now instead. So electrolytic separator, we've got a sink right here pushing water into this. You can see that from the fluids. There's the inputs on all sides. The gases, I'm only outputting the oxygen to the right. On the pressurized reaction chamber, we are inputting the water from the top, but it can be on any side. I'm inputting the coal blocks that we've got to the back. So this is on the item config. Input to the back, outputting the sulfur dust to the right. Gases accepting on all sides except the front, where I'm pushing the hydrogen that gets made out the front into here. And this basic chemical tank, so basic chemical tank is right in front of it, can dump excess, which means it just gets rid of hydrogen. You can actually set this to dumping, you don't need this hydrogen for anything. So that's being pushed into the chemical oxidizer, that's creating some sulfur dioxide. So the item input is, this is it, just the left is an item input. Gases output to the right. The chemical infuser takes the sulfur dioxide, adds oxygen to it. Oxygen is coming from the back here, so this is the electrolytic separator again. Gases is the only one that really matters right here. It's facing this direction, so the gases, I'm only outputting the oxygen again. In fact, I can just get rid of that and we could just dump all of the hydrogen. Doesn't really matter. The oxygen is going in here, so if we have a look at the config for this, we've got input from the left, that gets the sulfur dioxide. We've got input for the back, that gets the oxygen. And we've got output to the front, and it is auto-eject. So it is making sulfur trioxide. So we're adding oxygen to dioxide, which makes trioxide. We're then using this right here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. The rotary condensator. And if I look at this, I don't need that one there. You just need the output for this to be forwards, so this way. And I'm using a pressurized tube to push into the side of this chemical infuser, this way. This one is getting the sulfur trioxide from the back, so it's getting it from this machine, and the water vapor from the right, and it's outputting to the front. That is making sulfuric acid, I believe. I think it's sulfuric. Yeah, sulfuric acid. I'm then putting in some fluorite to the right. So there you go. Fluorite is being input to the right, from the right, I should say. I am accepting the gases from the back, auto-ejecting to the left. The gas that gets made here, I just missed it. What is it? I believe it's got a really weird name. Never mind, it's not weird. It's hydrofluoric acid. I always get that one mixed up. So hydrofluoric acid is being pushed from here, output to the left, over to here. And the gases on this input in the orange slot, which is where the hydrofluoric acid, goes. And then on the right is where we're going to get the uranium hexafluoride? Uranium oxide, is that it? Yeah, uranium oxide. So for that, you take some uranium, put it in an enrichment factory or an enrichment chamber, and you get yellow cake uranium. You put that, so sorry, let me show you the config because it's what you guys asked for. So the input left, output right, chemical oxidizer, input for the items from the left, getting it from the enrichment factory, and that creates the uranium oxide. That goes in here, uranium oxide, and the hydrofluoric acid create the uranium hexafluoride. Uranium hexafluoride in the isotopic centrifuge creates some fissile fuel. Sorry, I forgot to show this one as well. So again, we don't really need items on this one. So gases, input left, input right, output to the front. This one is gases, input on all sides, output to the front. And that's going into this little reactor that we've got right here, which I'll go over right now. Okay, next up we're just going to go over a quick and dirty reactor, because you don't actually need a huge reactor to get all of the nuclear waste that you're going to need. This looks a bit weird, and yeah, all of the connected textures are a bit knackered because of my shaders, unfortunately. But the way that you do this is you need fission, don't get that confused with fusion, but fission reactor casing. Reactor glass, make sure it's reactor glass and not structure glass, because I've made that mistake a couple of times. You need 4 fission reactor ports. I almost said it right there. You need 4 of these fission reactor ports. Now, if you take your configurator, make sure it's not in wrench mode. So in any other mode, doesn't matter, as long as it's not this one, the wrench mode. Shift and then scroll wheel, make sure you're not on that. You can shift and then right click to change the mode. So I know that's been a question a couple of times, so just make sure you shift and right click 2 of your 4 to be an output for coolant. So if I do it on this one is output for waste, this one's output for coolant, this one is input only. So we need 2 inputs, 1 output for coolant, 1 output for waste, and that's where you get your nuclear waste, your first set of nuclear waste. once you've got your first like little bit of nuclear waste, you can actually get more using the bees. So the bees will then produce nuclear waste, which you then can pump in to the atmosphere, get more bees out of it, and so on and so on. So keep that in mind. For some reason, the mechanism fission reactor on the coolant output, even though it's supposed to be steam, it's supposed to produce steam, this thing, it for some reason thinks it's a fluid, so you can use a fluid trash can, so that's what I'm using right here. I'm also using a pipe over here. I hate pipes, you guys know this, but you can use a pipe. I'm using the infinity pipe upgrade, which transfers loads of liquid at the same time. So you want to get water into this from one of the inputs. You want to get your fissile fuel from another input. So grab one of these tubes. We can do this, this, and this. That is putting the fissile fuel into this. And the water is going in. We're getting nuclear waste coming out of the waste side. And the water will be turned into steam, but then instantly replaced because we've got this pipe upgrade right here. And the steam's just going away. We can just yeet that away. But all we really care about is this right here, the radioactive waste barrel, making sure that this has got radiation in it. So the fissile fuel we're making from over there is in this right now, so we can activate. Makes a horrible sound, and then we can hit scram. So as you can see, there's no waste in there, and there's no heated coolant in there either, because that's just being outputted out here, and the waste is actually should be coming out here. Why did you not come out? Did I not set you high enough? Oh no, okay, maximum burn rate. Let's turn that to 10 millibuckets per tick. That's going to burn 10 millibuckets of fissile fuel per tick. It might also damage if we do this. As you can see, the damage is fine. I don't know why the damage is fine. It's probably because we're putting enough water in. But now if I stop that, you should have seen, there you go, we got some nuclear waste in there right now. The issue is you can see the nuclear waste is going down. That's why we couldn't see any earlier, because it got rid of it. So that's 1 millibucket per second right now. That comes up a little bit later in the video. So with this nuclear waste, I don't know what will happen if I'm not in. I'll tell you what, let's get out of, we are going to break this. And you can hear it, and you can see it. We just released a bunch of radiation into the atmosphere. And if I grab some radioactive, regular radioactive bees, I'm just going to spam these, get loads of radioactive bees out here. Oh, I can't because I'm not in creative. Okay, let me go back into creative. There you go. These are all going to eventually get killed by the radiation. But some of them won't get killed by the radiation. So wait for it. Nope, nope, that one died as well. We got any around here? Is that one there? There we go. There we go. A wasted radioactive bee, and I think he's got a couple of little buddies with him as well. So with that bee cage, let's grab like the sturdy ones. Oh poop! Where did he go? There he is. Grab him. Grab all the baby ones as well, because they're very useful as well. Come back. Why are the fireflies not dying? Flipping heck. Right. So now we've got the wasted radioactive bees. We can actually grow this child up, and you can breed the wasted radioactive bees together, and you don't really need this anymore. You can rip all of this down, including the fissile fuel. You only needed a little bit. So yeah, there you go, done. Now the pollinating flower for these radioactive bees is actually radiation. So I do highly suggest that you don't do this in the overworld like I just did, because it does radiate a absolute butt ton of chunks. Like all the way over here is radiated it stops around here. So what's that? That's like 7 chunks or something? Or no, maybe less? Like 5 chunks around. There wasn't that much radiation, to be fair. But what I suggest you do is, when you get the wasted radioactive combs, which I'll show you, wasted radioactive combs, these things, you can actually use these in a chemical oxidizer to make some more nuclear waste. And you can then release that into the atmosphere as well. Highly recommend doing this in a compact machine, because I don't think any of the other compact machines that you make are going to be within the chunk radius of the radiation that you get. Because if you're in a compact machine world, all of your compact machines are actually in the same dimension. Just so you know. Anyway, I highly recommend you do all of this, including this, in a large compact machine. And then set up all your radioactive beads in there. And then you just siphon off all of the wasted radioactive combs that aren't being used to generate more wasted radioactive combs, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's how you get wasted radioactive combs. I hope that helps. Any questions, please let me know. Cool, I've automated that now. That is, I think that's lime. Don't quote me on that though. Let's quickly get back over here and I can make, yeah, let's make an ender chest. What do you mean I'm missing the ender pouch? I've literally got a, look, ender pouch. Here we go. I think that's fixed the recipe. It has. Perfect. Right. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Okay, weird. So let's get some lime dye. Oh, we actually have 3 lime dye. Perfect. 1, 2, and 3. Now this is the public one. Oh my goodness. I forgot how quick my pickaxe is. Oh. So this is the public one. So it's got all of the combs in there. Now, if I put it here like that, so we can see there's the wasted radioactive combs. From this, I'm actually going to make 2 of these, I think. Yeah, but I'll set up, which one should I set up first? I probably am going to set up the isotopic one first, so the plutonium. I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, okay. So we need 2 chemical crystallizers. Let's quickly make one of those. And we should have enough to make a second chemical crystallizer. We'll use that later. For now, I just need to put this one, I think, 1 over, because I need a pipe right here. So there we go, get ourselves some the ultimate versions as well. I can then pipe out of that one into the chemical oxidizer. That's already making some nuclear waste for us. Perfect. So I also need my cables. There we go. So I've got myself the isotopic centrifuge. As you remember, I set up the recipe for the ultimate control circuit and the elite and the advanced, and obviously we had the basic. So let's have a look at the side configs for all of these. So we actually just want it input on the side right there, and then output. That's actually perfect. Okay, if we stick this right here. Oh, that is flipping loud. Upgrades. I did bulk make a bunch of upgrades just now because I knew that I was going to need them. So that shuts that up, and then that will make lots. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Cool. So letting that one go, that is going to make us polonium. And then what do we do to polonium? Water, and that can be any liquid, right? So water and polonium with fluorite dust. Ooh. I don't know if we've got fluorite automated. That might be one. Ah, flipping heck. We're going to have to set up a seed for it, I think, if we're going to do that. There is a bee for it, to be fair. Fluorite. Oh, maybe there isn't. I always spell fluorite wrong. How do you spell fluorite? F-L-U. F-L-U. There is a fluorite bee. There you go. This one right here. Cool. So you need a block of... Wow. You need either the ore or a block of fluorite to turn a diamond bee into a fluorite bee. I'm going to be focusing on bees quite a bit in when we reset the server. So I've got my eyes on bees right now, so apologies about that, but I do love a bit of bees myself. So we need a cable. How do we get a cable over here? Okay, we can run it underneath. Hello, cable. So one there. Run it all the way over to here, and then up one, and then right here is where we want to put. What is the machine that this goes into? Pressurized reaction chamber. Okay. Oh, another one of these. Okie doke. We can make this. I might actually automate making this. Nah, let's not do that. Right, here we go. So we've got the pressurized reaction chamber. What does this need again? This also needs water, I believe. Ooh, I wonder if an export bus. Export bus. I've got one of those already. Lovely. If I stick that there, if I have a capacity card, can I put water in this? Water. Like this. You can. Can you also put items? Let's get a capacity card. Capacity card. This one. There we go. Stick that in. And then, what else do I need? Fluorite dust? Fluorite. No. Oh my god. I always spell it wrong. I told you. There you go. Fluorite dust. So if I stick that in like that, it can do both. That's insane. It's already putting water in. That's so cool. Okay, items you can input from the back. In fact, how do we want this? We want it to input from the back and then output to the top. So items output to the top. So we'll do that. And then I also need a crafting. Crafting. Is that a crafting card? It is. Lovely. So we'll stick that here. And then that's the infuser. That is the crush right there. Just like that, encode the pattern, lob it in here. I should have some fluorite, right? Yeah, not much, although I am getting it from something. Something's giving me fluorite. And I can enrichment chamber that. Okay. I'm going to set up another recipe for that then. There we go. So recipe is in here, so it will make us a bit of fluorite. Did I put the crafting card in this thing? Not sure I did, you know. Oh, I did. What are you not crafting? You got all the water. Why are you not crafting the fluorite for us? That's very strange. Oh, there it is. Fluorite. So fluorite should be landing in here, and it is. I love it. And then the last thing to do is set the side config for gases to be on this side, which is perfect. You get spent nuclear waste, don't you? Okay. What we're going to do for that is... Can you put it in a trash can? I've never tried this. I don't think you can. I might have to make one of those... oh god, what are they called? Entangled blocks? And then we'll go put it somewhere. This is the entangled block that I was talking about, by the way. So I can just do one of those. Tangled block. We'll also have to make a tangly thing, whatever it's called. Entangled binder. So we make the binder. And I'm going to set up a quick, like, get rid of nuclear waste sort of system. In fact, I might set up a compact machine for this. Compact machine. Let's do a tiny one. The polished bed. Okay, 1, 2. I forgot that they made it this recipe. Actually, no. Let's go for a small. There we go. So this can be wherever. So I'm just going to stick it there for now. Oh, I need a compact machine thingy. There you go. Personal shrinking device. So I can go into this now. Literally not used one of these in this multiplayer season just yet. Come on, load in. I think this is the first time that I've actually crashed a server myself. But I crashed the server by going into that compact machine for some flipping reason. So that's a bit annoying. I can't get back in yet, so I just did a restart. So if I refresh, you'll see that it's pinging and no connection right now because it's doing a restart. But once that's restarted, hopefully the compact machine will be there and I can set up the little thingy for it. Oh, someone's already online. Perfect. Oh, damn, it actually reset. Okay, I need to make the centrifuge again and all of that other stuff. I'll do that off camera right now. In that case, we're just going to use a nuclear waste barrel right here. I don't think how many do we need of these, right? So you only get one per polonium pellet, but we also need per plutonium pellet, but we also need polonium, which also gives spent nuclear waste. So, and you can't really do anything with spent nuclear waste other than put it in some barrels somewhere. I mean, we've got this thing underneath. Why not I just fill this entire place with nuclear waste barrels? The way that nuclear waste barrels work, by the way, is if there's spent nuclear waste in the barrels, it will get rid of the spent nuclear waste like really slowly. Waste barrels, these things. There you go. So the decay rate is 1 millibucket per 20 ticks, which is every second. So it's 1 millibucket a second. But we can spread that out over a bunch of these nuclear waste barrels. What is it to make these? It's not that bad. It's just a bunch of lead. Sweet. Right, I need to make some steel. Okay, slight change of plans. I'm now going to also put this on a recipe, like I did over here. So I'm using a modular router again. So I'm using this to put the, fluorite dust? Yeah, put just the fluorite dust in, and that gets us a polonium pellet. Oh, I just put that in the wrong place. Brilliant. Which one is it? This one? Yeah. Cool. So what this one is telling us to do is put into the modular router the, fluorite dust. The modular router will put the fluorite dust into the pressurized reaction chamber, which will then create us a, what's it called? It will create us one of these polonium pellets. That's the one, yeah. And the spent nuclear waste will come out the side here, and it will go into some of these barrels right here. I couldn't be asked to wait for all the steel to be made, because right now my steel production is not great. It does take a little bit of time. I could set up seeds for that, but I can't be asked. And I could set up seeds for fluorite, but I can't be asked. So, yes. What am I doing now? So, that is that done, other than the fact that I need an interface. Interface. Yeah, I need one of these bad boys, because I need somewhere for this to actually put the done item. And I believe I've set the config for this to eject. Yeah, it's going to eject to the top the done item, which in this case, polonium pellet. Awesome. I think that makes a little bit of sense, right? The only thing that I haven't done so far is this one right here, which is output eject on or eject off. So I can do eject on, and that's going to chuck all the polonium into here. This is going to continue going. It's going to use all of the nuclear waste it gets and turn it into polonium right there. I think it's 1,000 millibuckets, which is a bucket, for every 100 millibuckets of polonium. So you can see this go up by 100 millibuckets. So it's like a, It's a 1 to 10 ratio right there. So 1 polonium for 10 of the nuclear waste. So that's going to get us the plutonium, sorry. I always get those mixed up. That will get us the plutonium pellets. So we can mark that one off. We can also mark off the HDPE. We're going to need another pressurized reaction chamber, and we're going to need one of these solar neutron activators. I don't think I've got any bronze, but I can always do this one, so that's fine. I might need a few solar neutron activators because it's quite slow. Plus, it needs sun. In my single player, and I think a lot of people on the server have done this too, what I did was I built this all in the Everbright. So Blue Skies has a dimension where it's forever day. So yeah, that's what I did. Means that the solar neutron activators, which require daylight, always runs forever. So I literally built a small tiny little base in the Everbright, and it just had like a ton of these on there. So yeah, I'm just going to do one. I think I only need one for now. I probably need quite a bit more later because you do need quite a lot of polonium. In fact, we're going to need that for the supercharged coil, which is part of the SPS. All of the upgrades, by the looks of it, for the mech suit and the mech suit itself, which I think I might as well make at this point. I know I said I didn't want to make one, but I mean, we're there now. We might as well make it. So, alright, let's crack on and just make ourselves a solar neutron activator and all of that gubbins. I'm going to replicate what I've got right here. So that's the chemical oxidizer with one of these ender chests. And I'm going to spin it and I'm going to put it right here. And we're going to use, yeah, we're going to use the cables right there. Cable. Why do I not have any cable? Anyway, I'll make some and then, yeah, we'll extend it this way. And yeah, we'll just do a big loop. And eventually I will go around and I will put some of this light grey concrete stairs all the way around. And maybe it will look nice. I don't think I'm going to turn this in the end into a, an infuser? I might do. Who knows? Anyway, right, back in a sec. Right, here we go. This is basically the exact same, except the isotopic centrifuge is over here. I'm also using a sink instead of water because I need access to the back of this to go down to this pressurized tube. So these, like that. There you go. So that'll pump out down into that. Once I set the config. So for this, gases, I don't want the side to be like that. I want the back to be an output for gases. So technically spent nuclear waste is a gas, so it will just go down into this. Nice, this is a hodgepodge of cables though, so that was a bit of a pain. It was really easy when it was on the corner, because I have access to like multiple sides. Last thing that's left to do, all of these have got upgrades in by the way, is I need to stick that there. That's going to fill up with nuclear waste, and it's going to turn into polonium. I need to turn that off. How are you still getting nuclear waste when that's items? Why has it got an item config when you can't put items in it? It's so weird. Anyway, input from the side, output to this side. So it's now putting polonium in here. And this takes freaking ages to do. So you might want to set up a multiple set of like the chemical oxidizer and the solar neutron activator. And then I've got the same recipe as I had for the other one, fluorite dust. In fact, I could probably show you. There you go, that's all I did. Fluorite dust makes polonium pellets. Now, what I can do is I can set up a recipe for the SPS casing and this thing as well. And I'll pop that in my system. And we'll see if we've got enough stuff to actually make the SPS. So, yeah, here is my super quick crafting. Lovely. SPS. So let's do one, but I want to do it over at this so we can see it actually like work, if you know what I mean. Oh, by the way, this ME pattern provider can't put in to this side of the pressurized reaction chamber because it's set to an output side. Ooh, auto eject is off. I need it on. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Let me make sure I've got that one set to auto eject on as well. I do. Cool. So what should happen is some fluorite dust will go in here and in here. 4 will go in here, 1 will go in here. If I just make 1, right? So let's just do the 1 and see what happens. Start. There you go. Do you see that? That one went in, and that is making polonium pellets. That one over there, I think, has already just made the plutonium. So we can see that right there. Available 4 polonium, 1 plutonium. HDPE is also being created right now. I think it is, at least it's supposed to be. Why are you not sending? Did something go wrong over here? Weirdo, what are you doing? Why are you not sending? Not sure. Not sure why that is not sending. I could have probably put this right behind this, by the way. And it would have just put it straight in there. But auto eject is off for items. It doesn't need to be on, I don't think, because we pull out of this. Why did you not send? That is very strange. Oh, it says it's done. Or maybe it already did send. There we go. It made it. Made it already without us like seeing it happen. But that is our first SPS casing. I think that's a good place to end it. No idea how long this episode's going to be because obviously I have that bees section, which technically I haven't actually recorded yet. But I will go record that now and then edit it together. Hopefully it's not too long, so apologies if it is. I'm going to set the SPS up right in the middle here. And yeah, we'll see you next time. So thank you for watching, thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.